This is our vision, and I have about 9 minutes, and after that, I'm sure you'll understand what we mean when we say useful products for real people, because that's what our company is all about. This is what we do in 4 words. We basically turn junk into gold. We tried to turn lead into gold. It didn't work out, so we had to stay with the junk. But you can see here the 3 raw materials we use to build everything we do. Recycled tires, recycled cardboard, and plastic bottles, which is PET. This is our story in 1 line. It's basically, you can see Izhar Gafni, the inventor of the technology. He's sitting right over there. And you can see right above him where me and him grew up together when we were kids. This is a picture of our kibbutz, right by Gaza Strip. And in this kibbutz, basically came to ground 10 days before the State of Israel. State of Israel, May 14, 1948, 10 days before. We grew up in this kibbutz. He was always the genius of the kibbutz. I was the troublemaker. And then we split after the army for 20 years. And he did many things. Pomegranate seeds that you can buy in supermarket. That's his automation line that he built. He specializes in automation lines. That is all part of our technology. And then you can see footage from our video. You should see the video that tells the first 3.5 years of how he worked in a small garage, no bigger than your bathroom, to build the first prototype that you'll see here in a few minutes. You can see the bike right up there on the left corner, standing in his small workshop. But it's very important to say we are not a bike company. Very important, we are not a bike company. We're a technology company, and bike is only the first implementation of our technology. But then we'll go to disaster area houses, and who knows what comes next. This is a horrified picture. This is the first prototype. So we call it box on wheels. It weighted over 70 pounds, and when we showed this, people told us it is impossible. I think that if we would have $10 for every time we heard impossible, probably we wouldn't need any fundraising for our company. And then we had the Hummer. Also, when people saw that, people laughed at us, still laughed at us. And then came number 6. It's the one you'll be able to see on the videos. It was almost 3 years ago. Still very heavy, but you can see the design has been shaped. And then come these 2 beautiful number 8. Oh, we call them numbers because number 10 is the one you're going to get in a few years. This is in New York City. You can see the lake behind it, which brings me to the most common question we've been asked. What happens when it rains? So I'll give you the short version because I don't have a lot of time. When it rains, they get wet. When the sun comes out, they get dry. And we had to prove that. We had to prove that. So when CNN came to do the next list, we had to push the bikes to the sea. They're floating. And one of my guys was surfing the waves for half an hour before we started shooting the next list. And you can see also the strength of it. You can see a 4-ton car standing on a bridge made out of our cardboard. And you can see that's Izhar jumping on the frame of our bike. Few facts about cardboard recycling. That's the cardboard I'm holding here. That's a piece of cardboard. You can see the shape here. The most important thing here is the 2 green points downstairs, that most cardboard waste comes from big companies, and usually it's the first take a company does. So basically, wherever you have big companies, we have our raw materials. This is about the bicycle market. And the most important point here that you can see is that China produces over 80% of the bicycles and wheelchairs in the world. That's more than 150 pairs every year. Why? Very simple, raw materials and cheap labor. This is evolution, a little bit of evolution, but the bottom point is the most important. Our company is a technology company. We have over 40 patents. And people ask me, why does it take that long to see your bikes in the streets? And the answer is because sometimes we feel like we're driving a Lamborghini, we're pushing one glass of fuel, driving it, and stop. Because the IP tells us to stop, we have to register and then continue. And I think this is a glimpse of our technology. This is the first time I'm showing this. You can see here how we reinvented the wheel. You can see the cut, you can see the origamic folding, and you see the closing of the wheel. There you got yourself a wheel over there. You can see the design of the alpha shape. When we figured out we have time, because some of the patents here are still not safe, we went out with a small, as we call it, the kids' balance bike. This one, beautiful. This one is a product. It's 2 kilos, comparing to 4. And this will cost you less than $40 when you buy it, comparing to $150 today. And it's made all from recycled materials. Here you can see a little bit of our business model. So when I said 3 years ago that people might get our products with no payment, they called us drunken sailors. But you can see why you'll be able to get sponsored product without need to pay, at least for people who can't afford it. That's my favorite picture of my mom. That's about almost 2 years ago when we presented that to organization in Africa. As I told, we came from a kibbutz. It's a social way of living, and I think this is where we got our social roots. This is our business model. Why is it that difficult to believe that if you get today a software and you don't need to pay because you're exposed for banners and traffic and eyeballs is the name of the game, why can't we take that down to the streets? And the beauty of it is that when big companies pay for these kind of things, and I'm talking about local production and recycled materials, that means somebody else is paying for us, and they get the money back from tax money. So basically, we take tax money, and we provide products for people who can't afford it. You know, it's Purim now. My favorite custom is Robin Hood. Resembles something. One picture worth 1,000 words. I won't speak much about that photo. Or even this one. But that's our next target, the wheelchair. Less than $50 wheelchair, sponsored by medical companies. Give it for free. Since we have a Unite model, we have a Unite motor to run in. So you got yourself your clean transportation. Just buy the motor and use the city bike. Our city bikes, not these ones. We designed the bike to have no maintenance for 3 years because of the problems they have right now with maintenance of these kind of projects. And this is, bottom, you can see the personalized jackets. So you can get your bike and get it personalized in colors and everything. Now you understand what I mean, useful products for real people. When I speak of real people, I speak about the photos you saw from Africa. And when you see this, I think this is what's all about Israel innovation all about.